He's been calling us our dad. He's been saying he loved us, he missed us, he wants to see us.
Our story isn't changing like her.
At first, we slept in different rooms.
But do you think it's appropriate for you to be sharing a bed on any level?
Well, we don't sleep in the same room.
His father? So that is potential father number 6.
For 22 years, Damien has lived with a question that most people never have to ask. Who is his father? While many paternity cases involve infants or young children, Damien has spent his entire life searching for an answer that has always remained out of reach. Now he stands in court hoping this long and painful journey will finally come to an end.
So Mr. Slaughter was not able to be in court today. However, the court was able to locate him.
The emotional weight is obvious from the moment the case begins. This is not just about DNA. It is about identity, belonging, and filling a void that has existed for more than 2 decades.
And ask him a couple of questions. The first question we asked Mr. Slaughter was, what was the nature of your relationship?
The first potential father discussed in court is Mr. Slaughter. Although he is unable to attend the hearing in person, he participates through a recorded video message. In the video, he explains that he has doubts about being Damien's biological father.
My first reaction to that situation was like, I don't think so.
One of the reasons he gives is that he does not believe there is a strong physical resemblance between them. While appearance alone cannot determine paternity, his comments immediately add another layer of uncertainty to an already complicated situation.
I mean, he doesn't look anything like me, and why would you wait till he's a grown man to tell me that I might be a possible father when all this time you've known me and we've been friends and it never came up before?
Ms. Johnson quickly challenges that version of events. She insists that she informed Mr. Slaughter years ago,
because it wasn't 2 years ago that I had got in contact with him about them,
that he could be Damien's father. According to her testimony, she raised the possibility when Damien was only 13 years old.
back when he was 13.
Was not Damien's biological father.
However, she says financial struggles prevented them from pursuing DNA testing at the time. Without the resources needed to obtain definitive answers, the questions remained unresolved. Years passed, and the uncertainty continued to follow Damien into adulthood.
And you said you were sleeping around, so you just said, you know what? I'm fanning out and I'm telling everybody I was having sex with, you could potentially be my son's biological father.
As the discussion continues, Damien finally speaks for himself. His frustration is impossible to miss. He explains how difficult it has been to spend 22 years without knowing the identity of his biological father. Watching other people grow up with answers that he never had has taken an emotional toll. For him, the situation feels unfair. He is tired of living with uncertainty and wants the truth, regardless of what that truth may ultimately reveal.
It's ridiculous. Like, I may be 22 now, just like everybody else. Everybody else wants to know who their dad is. I want to know who my dad is. It just shouldn't matter because I'm 22.
Despite his doubts, Mr. Slaughter's video message contains a surprisingly heartfelt moment. He explains that if DNA testing proves he is Damien's father, he is willing to step forward and build a relationship.
This is how he responded.
If I am proven to be Mr. Johnson's father, I'm going to definitely, be a good role model to him.
He speaks about becoming a positive influence, offering guidance, and providing support. The message gives Damien a glimpse of hope. Even after so many years, there remains the possibility that a meaningful connection could still be created.
Mentor, do all the type of stuff that a dad is supposed to do for a up-and-coming young man. I know it's very important for a young man to have a father in his life, and it's never too late.
Just when it seems the case cannot become any more complicated, the courtroom receives another shock. Judge Lake reveals that there is yet another possible father to consider. Until this point, several potential candidates had already been identified. Now the number grows even larger. The revelation catches everyone off guard and dramatically changes the direction of the hearing. What already seemed like an overwhelming search suddenly becomes even more complicated.
We have 5 potential fathers.
There's another one.
You said there's another one.
Yes.
So that is
Miss.
potential father number 6.
Yes.
The surprise continues when Mr. Harmon enters the courtroom. Unlike some of the other men connected to the case, he explains that he only recently learned he could be Damien's father. According to his testimony, he was informed of the possibility just 4 weeks earlier.
She was involved in a sexual relationship with you, and that you are one of 6 potential fathers.
He says he and Miss Johnson have remained friends over the years. But the subject of paternity was never raised until recently. His arrival introduces an entirely new possibility that nobody expected.
When is the first time you heard Damien could potentially be your biological son?
4 weeks ago.
For Damien, the situation becomes almost impossible to process. As if multiple potential fathers were not enough, he reveals that he learned about Mr. Harmon only the night before the hearing. Imagine spending years searching for your father and then discovering another possible candidate at the very last moment. The revelation leaves him emotionally overwhelmed. Every new name brings fresh questions and makes the search feel even more exhausting.
And so when your mom told you he could potentially be your biological father, when was this? How did she tell you?
Last night.
The emotional pressure finally becomes too much to bear. Damien breaks down as he tries to explain how deeply the uncertainty has affected him. He speaks about feeling different from other people who grew up knowing who their fathers were. The pain he has carried for years becomes visible to everyone in the courtroom. In that moment, the case stops being about timelines and possibilities. It becomes about a young man searching for a sense of belonging that has always felt just beyond his reach.
I feel like I'm not as good as everybody else because they all got dads.
Oh,
Now the case approaches its defining moment. Multiple possibilities have been presented, years of uncertainty have been revisited, and emotions are running high. Like and subscribe for more incredible courtroom stories. Judge Lake sits with several envelopes containing the DNA results. Somewhere inside those results is the answer Damien has spent 22 years seeking. The courtroom falls silent as everyone waits to learn whether his search will finally end or whether even more questions still lie ahead.
it has been determined by this court. Mr. Harmon, you are not the father.
Imagine discovering that your own father might be the biological father of your daughter. That shocking possibility brings Mr. Belding Jr. into court, where he is searching for answers about 3-year-old Jordan. What started as a family dispute has turned into one of the most unbelievable paternity cases imaginable. Mr. Belding Jr. believes there is a chance that his father, Mr. Belding Sr., could actually be Jordan's biological father. If true, it would completely change the family tree and leave everyone involved struggling to process the fallout. With emotions already running high, the courtroom prepares to uncover what really happened.
Mr. Belding, you're here with your mother. You claim little Jordan's biological father may be your own father.
Yes, Your Honor.
As details about the living arrangements come out, the courtroom becomes increasingly skeptical. Initially, Miss Marsh claims that she and Mr. Belding Sr. stayed in separate rooms. However, further questioning reveals that there were times when they shared the same bed, though she maintains they were never in it together. The explanation raises eyebrows throughout the courtroom. Even if nothing inappropriate happened, the unusual circumstances only fuel the doubts surrounding the case. Every new detail seems to make the situation harder to explain.
We were living in Georgia, then he moved back to Indiana and got a room, or he shared a room with Amber.
He had nowhere to go, so I took him in.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but his sister lives there. He has numerous friends in Indiana.
His sister would.
The confusion grows when another surprising piece of testimony surfaces. According to Mr. Belding Jr.'s mother, there was another man present at the hospital when Jordan was born. She claims this individual was even prepared to sign the birth certificate. The revelation introduces yet another layer of uncertainty into an already complicated story. Suddenly, questions about Jordan's paternity extend beyond just father and son. The courtroom begins to wonder how many possible explanations still remain undiscovered.
He had nowhere to go. Literally, I asked his sister, and his sister said, no, I'm not going to let a man I call my dad stay on the street.
The history between Mr. Belding Jr. and his father adds even more tension to the proceedings. The son alleges that his father encouraged Mrs. Marsh to relocate to Georgia so they could build a life together.
In my 3-bedroom apartment, it was different rooms. And then when we lived at my mom's, I worked third shift and he worked first. We slept in the same bed, but not together.
See who's lying? See how the story changes?
Wait.
According to his account, things did not go as planned. He says he moved with expectations about their future, only to feel abandoned when circumstances changed. The family conflict that followed created deep resentment and left wounds that have never fully healed. Those unresolved feelings now spill into the paternity dispute.
Our story isn't changing like her.
At first, we slept in different rooms.
But
And
do
then
you
when we
think it's
moved, we didn't.
appropriate for you to be sharing a bed on any level?
Well, we don't sleep in the same room.
His father?
When Mr. Belding Sr. finally takes the stand, he firmly rejects the accusations. He states clearly that he never had a romantic or physical relationship with Miss Marsh. Despite the suspicions and rumors, he insists there is absolutely no basis for the claim that he could be Jordan's father. His testimony is direct and unwavering. While some family members remain doubtful, he shows no hesitation in denying any inappropriate involvement. The courtroom is left to decide whether his words can be trusted.
Why do you have so many doubts?
She gave us the doubt because she told us very plainly she came back to Indiana to give birth to Jordan. She had another man there while the baby was being delivered. That was her fiancé at the time.
The drama takes another turn when Tyson, Mrs. Marsh's current boyfriend, enters the conversation. He explains that regardless of biology, he has been present in Jordan's daily life. According to Tyson, he has stepped into a fatherly role while others have been absent or inconsistent.
It was after I had moved to Georgia to live with him and his dad to join the military. It's funny because I still have messages on my mom's phone from him saying, "Baby, I can't wait till you get."
He argues that actions matter more than accusations and believes his commitment speaks for itself. His testimony shifts attention away from the past and toward the child who remains at the center of the dispute.
You got those?
So now your father
He had her come
was
down there.
possibly sleeping with her too, because he's the one that decided to have her come down.
Yes.
You're right.
And then he left Zachary in Georgia by himself.
Not everyone is impressed by Tyson's confidence. Mr. Belding Jr.'s mother fires back with sharp criticism, suggesting that Miss Marsh moves quickly from one relationship to another. The exchange creates another heated moment in court as both sides defend their positions. Personal attacks begin flying, and the tension becomes impossible to ignore. What started as a search for biological truth now feels like a full-scale family battle.
Did you ever share a bed with Ms. Marsh?
Kind of. I mean, the schedules between her mother's schedule, my schedule, and Amber's schedule, there was always someone there to take care of the baby. It's a little,
As the hearing continues, everyone realizes that speculation alone cannot solve the mystery. DNA testing has been conducted on both Mr. Belding Jr. and Mr. Belding Sr. The results have the power to answer a question that has divided the family for years. Could Jordan's father actually be her grandfather? The possibility seems unbelievable, yet it remains the central issue hanging over the courtroom. Every person present knows the results will have enormous consequences.
And you are Ms. Marsh's boyfriend, and you've been helping her raise Jordan?
every day.
Every day?
Every single day.
Before those results are revealed, another critical piece of evidence takes center stage. A lie detector examination was administered to Miss Marsh. Investigators asked whether she had ever been involved romantically with her ex-boyfriend's father. Like and subscribe for more incredible courtroom stories. The answer to that question could dramatically influence how everyone views the case. As the results of the examination are prepared, anticipation builds throughout the room.
You won't be around long neither. She goes through men like you go through toilet paper, honey.
Yep.
Ask Matt Belding. He can testify that she's a hoe.
Oh, hold on, Miss.
Now the moment of truth has finally arrived. Months of accusations, family conflict, conflicting testimony, and painful memories have led to this point. The DNA evidence is ready. The lie detector findings are ready. Everyone involved understands that their lives could change within seconds.
Is the father of 3-year-old Jordan Marsh, Mr. Belding.
Judge Lake prepares to reveal the answers hidden inside the results. The courtroom falls silent as one question remains. Is Jordan's father her dad, or could he actually be her grandfather?
Senior, you are not Jordan's father. Father, Mr. Belding Sr. You said no, and the lie detector determined that is the truth.
You never expect a family secret to keep growing decades after someone's gone, but that's exactly what unfolds in this emotional paternity court case. Two sisters return to court after already discovering one shocking truth about their late father, only to face the possibility that there may be yet another child connected to their family. This time, Mrs. Swan claims she had a relationship with their father years ago and believes her son could actually be their brother. The revelation immediately creates tension in the courtroom as everyone realizes the outcome could permanently change the family tree once again.
Man and Miss Wildridge, in your previous appearance in our courtroom, you learned your deceased dad had kept a secret from you your entire life.
Yes, Your Honor.
It turns out that he had cheated on your mother, and you discovered.
Judge Lake begins by explaining the complicated situation. The sisters already knew their father had been involved in affairs during his lifetime, but this new claim opens another chapter they never expected to revisit. As Mrs. Swan discusses discusses her past relationship with the married man, the atmosphere becomes increasingly uncomfortable. Years of unanswered questions, hidden secrets, and emotional wounds suddenly resurface. The sisters listen carefully, knowing that the DNA results could either confirm another sibling or close the door on a mystery that has lingered for years.
Swan, you're the woman who claims to have had an affair with their father. You admit that you kept it a secret because he was a married man.
Yes, Your Honor.
You believe your son was a result of that relationship and he is indeed their brother.
Yes, Your Honor.
The conversation soon shifts to memories from the past. One sister recalls hearing rumors back in 1999 when someone showed her a photograph of a young boy and suggested he might be related to their family. At the time, she didn't see enough resemblance to take the claim seriously. Then, a few years later, another unexpected encounter occurred when a man appeared claiming to be their father's son. The family examined every detail they could, searching for familiar features and clues, but nothing seemed convincing enough to provide certainty. Eventually, life moved forward, and the questions faded into the background, though they never completely disappeared.
I was at someone that we considered a cousin because we were so close growing up. We were at their house, and I was shown a picture of a little boy. I think he probably had to be about 7 at that time.
As the testimony continues, Miss Wildridge remembers meeting that man years earlier and carefully studying his appearance alongside other family members. Despite their efforts, nobody felt confident enough to declare a connection. The mystery remained unresolved, and the family chose to move on. However, the passage of time never erased their curiosity. Now, with another possible child entering the picture, those old uncertainties return stronger than ever. The courtroom becomes a place where past and present collide in an attempt to finally uncover the truth.
At that particular time, I was not at the house at the time, but my other sisters and my mom got a chance to meet and talk to him. And my sister Gloria was there, and she actually got a chance to meet him.
Attention then turns directly to Missy Swan. She openly acknowledges that she knew their father was married when their relationship began. The sisters quickly challenge her about those decisions.
Your parents were a happily married couple. That's what you knew.
Well, ma'am, Your Honor.
And the exchange becomes tense. Their frustration is visible as they question the choices that may have contributed to years of secrecy and confusion. Mrs. Swan tries to explain her perspective, but her answers fail to ease the emotions filling the room. With every question, the divide between the two sides seems to grow wider.
We were young. We knew that there were problems, but we were too young to understand the full spectrum of what had been going on.
The tension reaches another level when Missy Swan makes a remark that leaves the sisters visibly stunned. Their reactions reveal just how deeply personal the situation remains for them. Judge Lake works to maintain control of the discussion, but the emotional weight of the case is impossible to ignore. What began as a search for answers has become a confrontation with painful memories, difficult decisions, and lingering resentment that has survived for decades.
But I didn't know he was sleeping around with no other woman or nothing.
But
all that didn't come up.
Well, you said when the relationship started, you did know he was married.
Yeah, he told me he was married.
The mood becomes even more emotional when Missy Swan recalls her final interaction with the sister's father. She describes a goodbye that remained with her throughout the years, a moment she never forgot. The sisters respond from a place of grief, carrying their own memories of the man they lost. Their pain is evident as the conversation shifts from questions of paternity to reflections on a father whose absence continues to affect everyone involved. The courtroom grows quieter as the reality of that loss settles over the proceeding.
You named him Ellis.
Right.
And that was their father's name.
Right.
And so when was the last time you saw their father?
The last time I saw their father.
Discussion eventually turns to the day of his passing. The sisters share memories from that difficult period, describing the emotional strain their father had been experiencing before his death. The atmosphere becomes heavy as they revisit one of the hardest chapters of their lives. For a moment, the search for biological connections takes a back seat to the shared experience of grief. Everyone in the room seems affected by the emotional stories being told.
That's why he kind of like
and so
gave up living.
In what proximity was the last time you saw him till when he passed away?
That night.
That night.
Then comes the arrival of Mr. Williams, the man who may be connected to the family. He appears respectful and nervous as he takes the stand. Judge Lake asks about his memories, and one detail immediately captures everyone's attention. He recalls a customized green van with unique features that stood out in his childhood. The sisters react instantly because the description sounds remarkably familiar. Their father was known for working on vehicles, and suddenly, a memory that seemed insignificant begins to feel incredibly important.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're here discussing, of course, the very sensitive subject surrounding your paternity and the plaintiff's late father. It is asserted that he is perhaps...
As more details emerge, the possibility of a genuine connection becomes harder to dismiss. Like and subscribe for part 2. The sisters' exchange looks as pieces of the puzzle begin falling into place. What once seemed like another uncertain claim now carries surprising credibility. The courtroom senses a shift, and curiosity grows stronger with every answer.
To find a connection, your late father.
I always talk to him in my head. I used to go to his gravesite and sit there a lot.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
So you went to his grave?
Yeah, I went a lot.
The emotional intensity reaches another peak when Mr. Williams speaks about visiting a gravesite and reflecting on a father he barely had the opportunity to know. His words reveal years of unanswered questions and missed opportunities. The sisters listen carefully, and despite their frustration surrounding the circumstances, they appear moved by his experience. For a brief moment, compassion replaces conflict as everyone recognizes the human side of the story unfolding before them.
I did not know your mama.
You knew my mama. You knew my mama face. You didn't see my mama.
No,
you done been in her company, and
I probably been in her company, but I didn't know that's who it was.
You knew how to get in touch with us. You could have got in touch with us.
Judge Lake then asks the sisters whether they see their father in Mr. Williams. Their responses come quickly, suggesting that they recognize familiar traits. Soon after, a photograph of their father is presented.
See yourself in that picture?
I don't. I really...
Yeah, I do.
Giving Mr. Williams an opportunity to study the face he had spent decades wondering about. The moment is deeply emotional as family members compare features and absorb what they are seeing. The possibility that they may truly be related suddenly feels more real than ever.
He probably don't. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot to soak in, but I do.
How do you feel?
First time.
With emotions running high, Judge Lake finally reaches for the DNA results. The room grows silent as everyone focuses on the envelope containing the answer they have waited years to receive. Hands tighten, expressions freeze, and anticipation fills every corner of the courtroom. After decades of questions, rumors, and uncertainty, the truth is only moments away from being revealed.
It has been determined by this court that you are half-siblings.
You knew it. Now he needs to go get his name changed.
Imagine spending years trapped in a paternity dispute where even the children involved can't agree on what outcome they want. That's exactly the situation facing sisters Chenize and Kira. One of them desperately hopes Mr. Harden is her biological father.
Last time you saw this man?
Mr. Harden actually came to our house in Minnesota with...
While the other isn't so sure. Standing in the middle of it all is Mr. Harden himself, a man who has spent years questioning whether either daughter is truly his. Before a single DNA result is revealed, the courtroom is already packed with conflicting emotions, unanswered questions, and enough tension to fill the entire room.
His two sisters, in which we all just spent the day together. The last I recall, I was 11 years old, and my sister Kiera was 10.
11?
Mr. Harden begins by explaining why he has resisted paying child support for the two daughters. According to him, his reluctance comes from long-standing doubts about paternity, rather than a desire to avoid responsibility. He insists that questions have followed him for years.
My mother didn't allow me to come around them at all. There's no way that I would not want to be around my daughter.
And that certain events surrounding the relationship made him uncertain from the beginning. The daughters, however, see things very differently. They are frustrated by his claims and strongly reject the idea that his doubts are genuine. From their perspective, he has spent years refusing to accept responsibilities that should have been obvious all along.
I asked for paternity tests from day one. I used to catch Ms. Gannell with several different men during the course of our relationship.
As the testimony continues, Mr. Harden offers additional details about the circumstances surrounding the conception of the oldest daughter. He points to events that occurred both during that period and afterward, arguing that those experiences contributed heavily to his uncertainty. His version of events paints a picture filled with suspicion discussion and unanswered questions.
Found out she was pregnant. Did you think the baby was yours?
There was a possibility, Your Honor, but
you only felt there was a possibility?
Yes, because
each new detail raises eyebrows in the courtroom and adds another layer to an already complicated family history. The more he speaks, the clearer it becomes that these doubts have shaped his relationship with the family for a very long time.
She had slept with two of my friends prior to that. I found that
during the time Shanice was conceived?
Shanice had already been born 6 weeks.
Attention soon shifts to the mother, who now finds herself facing a barrage of questions and accusations.
Could be one more person.
Yeah.
Okay, Shanice, did you know this?
It quickly becomes obvious that she and Mr. Harden are not operating from the same version of history. Their accounts clash almost immediately, creating a courtroom battle where every statement is challenged.
Yeah. So you do know this? Okay. Who's on the birth certificate for Shanice?
Neither side appears willing to back down, and every answer only creates more disagreement. Judge Lake is forced to navigate through a maze of conflicting stories.
Just me.
No father listed. How about Kiera?
No.
So you're paying child support.
As both parties fight to convince the court that their recollection of events is the accurate one.
You say you owe almost $90,000 between the two girls.
The disagreement becomes even more intense when the discussion turns to official paperwork. The mother insists
was issued a court order because I was late for court
that Mr. Harden knowingly accepted the role of father and willingly signed the necessary documents.
Court date, and they ruled as default.
To her, the issue should have been settled long ago. Mr. Harden disagrees completely. He argues that the circumstances surrounding those documents were not as straightforward as they seem.
They actually took my truck driver license, Your Honor. I used to drive trucks before this came.
And that his doubts remained unresolved. The conflicting interpretations create yet another obstacle in a case already overflowing with uncertainty.
They took my truck driver's license, my livelihood.
Because you were late to court.
Mr. Harden then introduces another major point of contention. He claims that he requested paternity testing on multiple occasions in an effort to settle the matter once and for all. According to him, those requests were either ignored or rejected.
Honor, I begged for a paternity test. I petitioned the court.
25 and 26 years old. You had all this time to do it. You should have did this way back when.
The daughters immediately challenged that claim, insisting that his version of events simply isn't true. Their reaction is swift and confident, creating another dramatic standoff.
There's no doubt you should have did this.
I did it immediately.
Once again, the courtroom is left trying to determine whose account can actually be trusted.
Why are you letting us call you dad when you doubted this whole time?
The daughters become increasingly vocal as the hearing continues. They question nearly every statement Mr. Harden makes and openly challenge his motives.
The time that he's denied us, we're just now hearing about this. We went our whole life.
In their eyes, his refusal to fully acknowledge them may have less to do with uncertainty and more to do with financial obligations.
He's been calling us our dad. He's been saying he loved us, he missed us, he wants to see us.
They suspect that concerns over years of child support payments are influencing his position. Mr. Harden rejects that accusation and offers explanations of his own, but the daughters remain unconvinced. The emotional divide between them grows wider with every exchange.
He's never in our whole life denied us until
Your
now.
Honor, right over here and I'm right over here. I'm right in the middle. I don't know.
Just when the situation seems unable to get more heated, another argument emerges. Mr. Harden suggests that financial benefits played a significant role in the conflict.
You can believe in a possibility and then you can not believe in a possibility, but it
Over the years, that accusation immediately sparked strong reactions in the courtroom.
doesn't change the fact that it's a possibility.
You're absolutely right.
The mother and daughters appear offended by the implication, while Mr. Harden continues to defend his position. What started as a discussion about biology
If we come to find out that he is not the father, then I will take that matter into my hands.
has now expanded into a larger battle involving trust, responsibility, money, and years of unresolved.
Your Honor, this is why I'm 50-50 because after she was starting seeing those checks, she was more than happy.
The hearing then shifts toward the personal impact the dispute has had on everyone involved. Mr. Harden speaks about the difficulties he has faced while living under a cloud of uncertainty. The oldest daughter is not persuaded by his explanation.
Your Honor, this particular situation has not only destroyed my life, it has destroyed our relationship.
Instead, she passionately argues that the evidence of their connection has been visible all along. She points to physical similarities, shared characteristics,
You're looking like the good guy right now. If you look at me, David, we look just alike.
and even habits she believes they have in common. Her emotional response reveals just how deeply this issue has affected her and how strongly she wants recognition from the man she believes is her father.
Like, if you look at my sister, you guys walk just the same.
Finally, the moment everyone has been waiting for arrives. After years of arguments, accusations, and conflicting stories, the DNA results are ready. Judge Lake prepares to reveal the truth that could settle the dispute once and for all. Like and subscribe for part 2. The courtroom falls silent as anticipation fills the air.
Harden, you are her father.
Every person involved understands that the next few moments could change their lives forever. With emotions running high and years of uncertainty hanging in the balance, all eyes turn toward the results that will finally determine whether Mr. Harden is truly the father of the daughters standing before him.
I told you.